Hands given. Applaud to Mrs. Betty Tibaleka.
So, please welcome my guest, Rose. She's Irish. So, please welcome her in. Rose, you're welcome, Rose. I thought you were coming in a white color. Where is good?
When I walked out, I've been telling some of my friends, this segment that we just concluded between Wobulenzi and Ruwero it just seemed endless because the road stretched out ahead of me and all I could do was put my foot, in front of me. And I think that despair really made my hopelessness at the time seem too overwhelming. At the same time, I knew that going to Chiwoko was the only chance I had at the time. And so I was filled with fear as well. What if this doesn't work out? I didn't have any plan B or plan C. I had nothing. So if Chiwoko hadn't worked out, if Dr. Clark hadn't given me a job as a nursing aide, that was it. I was going to be on the street for a while. I don't know what my life would have been like, I had walked away from my family, and as a girl, that is really unusual. Because girls are usually the property of their families. Your father marries you off to somebody who pays some cows and dowry for you. Then you become the asset of your husband. And so to be a girl and to be familyless is quite unusual in Uganda. But my family had wanted me to do a lot of things that I was no longer interested in doing. And I knew that my options were not that great. I either stayed and performed all the rituals in witchcraft that my family wanted me to do, or I walked away to nothing. Well, when your options are that bad at the same time. Oh, I remember the day. I remember that when I stood in the last meeting that we had with my family and the elders and my aunties and uncles and all my siblings. I remember standing up and thinking I had never really been in a room full of angry people, and all their anger was directed towards me. Because at that point I think they felt that I had betrayed them. I had betrayed my family, and by disobeying my father, that was unforgivable for a girl to do that. And they thought that by choosing to walk away from witchcraft and not obeying my father, that was a greater sin to them than it actually were to me. But none of those people in that room actually knew some of the things that had happened to me as a child, going from witch doctor to witch doctor, visiting all these shrines, missing a huge chunk of classes, when my friends were just kind of getting on, and having to do a lot of really strange things that I didn't really have a normal childhood. As we walk today, one of the things that I was just talking about is I continue to see myself in so many of the children that we see around Uganda, particularly when I go to Bamnanika. And those silent faces, those beautiful faces, the kids that are saying, bye Muzungu and bye, and smiling, or the ones that will stand on the side of the road and sing a song to you. You have a responsibility too, as a Ugandan standing here today, to represent those children. And I hope that you will have opportunities and you will not miss those opportunities to actually be relevant members of the society.
Svanevit han rider sig den vägen fram. De mötte där hon